Hey, what's going on, YouTube? What is happening? So I'm back, CC Talk. I wanted to do a video, doing some comings and goings within soaps. I haven't heard anything from Bold and the Beautiful or General Hospital, so I'm sorry, General Hospital, Bold and the Beautiful fans out there. This is mostly going to be, centered around Days of Our Lives and Young and the Restless. But if I hear anything from General Hospital, Bold and the Beautiful, hey, I'll do another update video in time, or you could just simply drop it in the comment section for other folks to read. But yeah, so first things first, let's go ahead and get on to it. So Melanie Thomas Scott, or who I love to call Melanie Thomas to duh Scott, for those of the culture that knows what that duh means. She is going to have her 40th anniversary tribute episode that airs on Wednesday, February 20th, 2019. If you can't watch it on CBS for whatever reason, you got on demand. If you got a cable package, Pop TV, CBS app, there should be no reason why you don't tune into this woman's legendary episode if you are a fan of Melanie as well as YNR. Yeah, even before there was Victor and Nikki, there was Nikki. She's still alone. She was, in the teen stories with Doug Davison and Paul Williams, and Nikki had the abusive cuckoo daddy, and also I think, didn't she kill her daddy as well? And then she ended up being a stripper, and that's when she met Victor, and she ended up being, being turned from a hoe to a housewife, so to speak. But, or you could just say it in proper terms, a hoe to a socialite. And she just became a kept woman all these years with a lot of complicated issues with alcoholism, killing folks. She's been a very complex character. But I love Melanie Thomas Scott. She's part of my soap opera watching DNA in a sense, because growing up in a black household, you grow up watching CBS soaps, and one of the first few characters that you really start to like are Victor and Nikki, and Nikki's right up there at the top. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. And yeah, so congratulations to Melanie Thomas Scott, getting them 40 years in. You ain't much long, baby girl, to get your Social Security in. So I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. So I'm not to try to point out your age or anything, but I'm just saying, it is what it is. So yeah, go ahead, girl. Keep doing your thing. And yeah, looking forward to many more years with you. Then we go on to Days of Our Lives news. Sherry Anderson, the creative story consultant for Days of Our Lives, has announced that she's leaving the show. Her final script will air March 15th. This makes me very sad, y'all. Days of Our Lives for the last, I would say, 2.5 years or so has been the most consistently well-written, put-together soap on daytime out of all of them. I mean, it's just been that good. I mean, everything has been great. Ben and Sierra is hot like fire. They brought back Jack for you Jack and Jennifer lovers. They brought on an young Asian woman to be planted in between these two Johnson cousins to be in a triangle. You got that. You got also, what else is happening on this show? Finally, Chad and Abigail, for you Chad and Abigail lovers out there, finally is getting their happy ending and moving on. Because that their final scenes ends this week. I mean, she's just done so much on that show to just have Days of Our Lives be like that #1 must-see show during the daytime. And it just hurts my soul that she's leaving. I mean, gosh, I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if she's about to retire, kick her feet up and make it do what it do, or she's doing other than ever. But she's been in the soap game since the 80s or at least late 70s or so. So it would not surprise me if she's like, look, I don't put in my 35, 40 years, I'm ready to go. It's time for me to be up out here. But my biggest concern is, it's the Ron Cavalati thing. Or Carlotti. Well, how y'all say his last name? Just Ron, the writer. Not to insult him, but you know what I mean. I love Ron to death. I love his material. But a lot of times when he doesn't have that creative consultant like a Sherry Anderson to help guide him, he has a tendency of having his storylines be rickety, wobbly, and then they fall off the face of the map and they just go crazy. I don't want this show to go back being Crazy Town again. I mean, the show has been so hot. It's been so amazing. But I just need for this show to stay on the same path of being amazing. And I'm just like, ugh, so I hope that Ryan Kwan, being that he is the guy who looks up the history and the whereabouts of characters on that show, if Ron runs into something that is not clicking with him in terms of being a writer, he can go to Ryan and be like, hey Ryan, man, I don't know what I'm doing on this part here or something like that. Be a guide, be a helpful support, because I not having Sherry there, I'm scared, man. I'm scared. I can't help it. But yeah, like I said, best of endeavors to Sherry Anderson. I'm a miss you, girl. And yeah, thanks for bringing Days of Our Lives back to watchability again. Entertainment is back. Drama, intrigue, great couplings. I mean, it's just back. I love it. Now as for, let's see, more things within soapdom. Doug Davison, for those y'all that don't know, he is coming back to Y&R. Yay for that. He had no business leaving that show to begin with. I'm glad that he is returning. Granted, I love, Jordi Velasuso. I think he's a very good actor, and he needs to stay on that show as well too, because I am loving, his storyline with Sharon Case, and I just need for them to fucking wrap up. I need the writers. I need Josh Griffin to finally put a creative, interesting, intriguing spin onto the damn Who Killed JT stuff, so we can move on, get them hoes booked, tried, and move on to the next phase to another storyline, because I'm sick of this damn Who Killed JT thing. I mean, I just don't have the patience to wait 2 and 3 years like when these soaps were very good creatively, and wait and find out who the fuck killed JT. I ain't got time for all that. Just let's get down to the nitty gritty and let's just do the damn thing, But I'm glad Paul Williamson is coming back. I felt like when Mel Young wrote him out, I thought it was like one of those petty ass, stupid, personal moves of his, and he just had no use for him as a legendary performer, actor. So yeah, it is what it is. But I'm glad he's back. So welcome back, Doug Davison. So yeah. Going back to Days of Our Lives, for those of y'all that don't know as well, Nadia Bjorn, who plays Chloe Lane, announced that she is leaving Days of Our Lives. This time it seems like it's going to be for good after 19 seasons. This is another one that hurts my heart. I know there are some people that don't like Chloe or never had much use for Chloe or anything like that. But for me, I have loved Chloe ever since my teen years, especially when the Last Blast crew was happening and that whole thing was happening. So I have a strong love for that character, because I could relate to Chloe as well as Mimi at the same time. I knew what it was like being picked on and teased about when it came to your looks from other classmates and things like that. So I had a strong liking towards that Chloe character. way back when. And so it all, in the beginnings, the Chloe character was a kind of like a Harlequin story in a sense. Like she was caught in between these two Kittiakuses, Philip and Brady. And, she ended up eventually being in a super couple pair with Kyle Louder and as Brady, and they were going to, they were making magic on screen. They were just one of those young love couples. It was just beautiful to me. But the hack of all hacks, Dana Higley came up in there, I think, midway into the 2000s. I think, didn't she take over the storyline reins or whatever? When they brought back Chloe and Brady under Eric Malthoff, and they said the reason why Brady and Chloe broke up is because Brady was doing fucking cocaine, and he couldn't handle Chloe's booming career, and that's how come their relationship broke up. It was just a bunch of bullshit that that woman put together, and then she quickly started to trash the Chloe character, making her a prostitute, and trying to steal later Nicole's baby that she carried in the womb. And I get where she was going with it, but it wasn't intriguing, and it just wasn't great because it's just too much. And that's the thing. It's like when you do too much damage to a soap character's backstory, when a new writer comes along, that new writer is probably not going to see much value in you as a character, and it's nothing against the actor or the actress, but the character just doesn't fit in the grand scheme of what they want to do creatively. And because there's been so much damage done to that Chloe character, it would not surprise me any if Ron decides he wants to do a whodunit, or he wants to send Chloe back to the performing ranks of, like, let's send her back to, I don't know, singing opera, and she's never going to return back to Salem, sort of thing. And again, it sucks because Rex is back under Kyle Louder. There's some up and ups that looks like you can see or sense that Brady and Chloe are possibly going to be a thing, and now it's like, fuck, So yeah, it's crazy. Then again, Days of Our Lives news again. It seems like Ken Corday is going to sue Sony Pictures. I don't know, over like rights to his and his family's legacy of that show. I don't know what's going on per se. I didn't get a chance to read the whole thing. I'll probably find the link and leave it at the bottom somewhere. But it's crazy because he's going to sue for $20 million, and I think that he thinks that he has a case to win. If he didn't, he would not file this, right? So I hope he can find a way to win and protect his family legacy, as well as the show's legacy staying on, and also being part of the Sony picture family, because if it gets too ugly, we all know what's liable to happen. It might, Sony might end up dropping Days of Our Lives, and then Ken Corday is probably gonna have to find another production. And when you're talking about Hollywood, once a situation like suing and filing lawsuits come into play, sometimes, a lot of times, most motherfuckers don't want to fuck with you anymore. And I'm scared for this, but if he feels like that this is a way to protect his family's legacy, by all means, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I'm just saying. But yeah. Then we go on to Olivia Rose Keegan, the young lady who plays Claire Brady on Days of Our Lives. Apparently, she is leaving the show as well. If you are following the current storyline between Ben and Sierra, it seems like that there's possibly going to be another twist that's going to come into play, and it's going to involve Claire. It would not surprise me none if Claire has something to do with the fire that happened at the cabin with Sierra. And then maybe what they'll do is they'll probably, write her off, send her to jail or something like that, and make her do time. And it's going to be funny because I'm like, okay, Joe is already in prison. Claire might go to prison. I'm like, damn, these damn Brady kids are just going to prison. But it's no shock. I mean, aren't they like a working class family? Um, so it would not surprise. Not say working class people go to prison or anything like that, but just with their family dynamic and history, even dating back to like Roman, Rose, Sammy. I mean, it's just something about that family. They just love going to prison. It's crazy, but that's my prediction. That's my hunch. I just think that that's what's liable to happen with that character. And I'll be honest, I mean, Olivia Rose Keegan, she's a very pretty girl. Isn't she still in her early 20s? I think she could get on any of those, CW or ABC Family teen shows, and she could become a hit. I mean, look what happened to Shelley Henning. Who fucking knew about Shelley Henning? I mean, Shelley Henning wasn't all that great of actress on Days of Our Lives. She wasn't reciting Shakespeare on that show, but when she ended up leaving Days of Our Lives, and she ended up on a show on CW, then she went on to MTV's Teen Wolf. That girl was acting her tuchus off, but I keep in mind, daytime, you're working 14, 16-hour shifts a day, taking in multiple dialogues and whatnot, but then if you go on to primetime dramas and so on, there's room for a little bit of growth. Yeah, you have to have, some acting experience, but there is room for growth, and, there's more money in terms of taking multiple takes to make you look good, and you're not taking in so much dialogue at a time, and not to mention, you're filming 18 to 24 episodes a season, opposed to with daytime, you're filming what? 300 episodes a year. It's crazy. It's insane. So, yeah, best of luck to her endeavors. I think she'll find a way. If she doesn't get anything in terms of acting, she'll definitely try to do something, creatively in terms of music, because she sings on that, she sings on the show, but she also sings outside of the show. So she could definitely find some other avenues with that. Nevertheless, that is pretty much the tea. Let me see if I can find something else. Oh, yeah. Oh, Robin Strasser. This is what I got from She Knows Soaps. Said something along the lines that Robin Strasser has been spotted at the Days of Our Lives studios. Now, we'll see how that turns out, because she was rumored that she was supposed to be coming there last season. She quickly shut it down, but I don't see her shutting it down now. I guess they're just waiting for the right time to bring it out that she is possibly going to be joining that show. We'll see. Oh! Finally, some General Hospital news. Y'all probably already know, but it is what it is. Dominic Senpranya is returning back to General Hospital. Good for that. I'm liking that. Yeah, his presence is definitely needed on that show, as well as when it comes to some of those characters. So glad he's returning. But that's it. That's all in soap news that I got right now. Rate, comment, subscribe. Again, if I missed anything, drop it in the comment section. And I'll get at y'all later. Peace for now. Bye.